Hope everybody had a great holiday, a Merry Christmas. Definitely hope for a better 2021. Um, but smart finance moves just had to steal a little lesson from Funk Flex and drop a bomb on them. We have a return guest coming on, beaverfinance. I'm happy to have you back on the show. It's always a pleasure. Um, we're gonna have a great show. We're gonna talk about emergency funds, investments, backgrounds, everything. So, first thing I wanted to ask you is, tell me you have a career with finance. What do you do day by day to help people better their finances and understand better?
Yeah. Hey, John. Excited to be back. I think we covered a lot of great topics last time, and I think this time, getting into more of what I do and more of some tips for savings. I think it's a great idea. So, in terms of what we do, so we do full financial planning. So it's really taking the time to understand the client or the couple,
Hmm.
really hashing out, okay, what are your goals, right? A lot of times people, would talk about retirement or, saving for their kids' education and all these things, but they don't necessarily, articulate it, write it down, come up with a plan, go through budgeting, understanding their spending, and then really looking at it step by step on how they're going to get it organized, and then also having someone accountable. So that's really what we try to tackle in the first meeting is understanding those objectives, getting to know each other too, and then really start to gather all the information that I need to take back, and then start to analyze it, come up with some solutions, and then be able to put together a step-by-step plan on what we need to start, and also see where they are today. Like give them a snapshot. Okay, here's what all your assets look like, your incomes. If we did nothing, here's what you're on track for. Here's what you can do. Here's what you need to do. And
Yeah.
it's an ongoing process, right? It's not a one and done situation. So it's it's rewarding. It takes time, but the longer I'm in the business, the more success I see for clients, since it does take time.
Hmm. Definitely takes time. When did you discover that you wanted to have a career with finance and helping people?
So it really happened while I was in school. So first I took marketing, and when I finished, there were almost 1,000 of us, and I was still young at the time, and I talked to one of the professors, and they mentioned there's a finance program at the college, and I knew I was interested in finance. So as soon as he told me that, um, almost all of our graduates get a job in the industry, I thought, wow, that's pretty special. So I followed my passion and some advice there, and very quickly was opened up to what the industry offers, and I graduated with all my licensing, and all my courses were accredited to eventually get my designation, which I'm working on right now. So it was definitely it started early on, and I just haven't looked back.
Definitely. That's amazing. That's
Mm-hmm.
great. How would you tell someone trying to save a personal emergency fund for, I would say, maybe like 3,000 to $5,000 while paying bills and other expenses?
Yeah, it can definitely be tough, getting going, especially when, you may have a lot of expenses. You might not have a high income. Obviously the higher your income, the easier it may be. And, so it is really going right back to the basics, right? Just how I would start out with a new client, I would suggest someone to start to look at their budget, track their income, track their expenses. I'm sure there's a few areas where somebody can cut back on something, whether that's eating out or other expenses like that. You can negotiate certain expenses, right? If your phone bill's too high or internet. auto insurance, shop around. You can start to save money there. Subscriptions these days, I mean, there's a subscription for everything, and
Yeah.
not just Netflix anymore. So there's a lot of opportunity to save. So I would definitely start there. Then somebody can look at automating their savings. So that's every payday have a certain amount that you transfer, from your checking account to your savings. Have that happen without you having to do anything.
Mhm.
You can take it a step further, and as the automatic contributions go to your savings, you can even make lump sum transfers, just so it's quickly out of your account. You don't see it, and it'll help you hit your goal faster. So I would do that also each pay, or if you've paid all your bills and there's still some there, I transfer that before you spend it. Timely right now, stimulus checks, right? Mnuchin says the money's coming, right? So,
Stimulus checks.
yeah,
Don't
you,
get five with the stimulus checks.
yeah, yeah, 2000's not coming, right? it's So take that $600 and put it away.
Yeah.
That would definitely be a good idea. Um, you know, if you're already saving something for retirement, hopefully you're getting a tax return or a tax break for your contributions, so like a 401k or in Canada an RSP. So if you're already making some retirement contributions, take that tax savings and put that aside for emergency fund. If somebody has a spouse, you don't both need to save, that 3 to 6 months of expenses. You could split the job, right? And the two of you saving for it together will reach the goal quicker. So that would be something to do. As well, you don't necessarily always want to tie up a lot of cash. Depending on your work circumstance, you may split that between cash and having an empty line of credit available, right? Could be an unsecured line of credit or a home equity line of credit. There's a lot of options. That might be a little more advanced for somebody. And then also, another more advanced concept. I don't know if they have this in the States, but in Canada, we have RSP loans. So for somebody with a little higher income, they can borrow money on a short term basis, like a year to 2 years, get a large tax return. So get tax money back, anywhere from, maybe 30 to 50%. And then take that tax return and they can pay down the um, line of credit or the loan, and then also save some as well to build up their emergency fund. So that's more of an advanced concept, not applicable to everybody, but definitely there's some key takeaways there for anybody, depending on what stage they're at.
Yeah. It's very important, and a lot of people don't really have. Some people think they don't have the expenses or the money to save for it, but making that little bit, I would say, every week is important. And I have something with my card actually, where every time I use it, every time I swipe it, it puts $1 in my savings. So, and then I pay my
Yeah,
credit card with, and then get the rewards.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, there's a lot of new, financial technology that, kind of makes it easier for someone to save those little extra bits every now and then. So definitely, yeah, for someone to explore options like that, I think that's any way they can save is a good option.
also on a side note, I wanted to ask you what is your best current investment, whether that be real estate, stocks, uh anything, like an asset that you own, would you say would you the best asset appreciated?
Oh, the best.
Yeah, probably your house,
Well,
right?
yeah, yeah, it would
Yeah.
be the house for sure. Only because obviously you're using leverage to purchase a bigger asset, so naturally it's going to increase your net worth a lot quicker. So, obviously real estate would be one. Investing in my business is another. That's a big one. And then, also I take a balanced approach, as I mentioned last time on your show, to my investments. I invest, to the advantages of the account that I'm working with, whether that's retirement, medium term savings, or non registered to build up passive income. I've got different strategies, as we previously discussed.
Yeah, yeah. And as far as business, I also wanted to ask you, what would you tell somebody from the ground up trying to build their own business from scratch? Would you tell them take out a loan, save up money for it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it depends on what the business is. Obviously, if you can get into an industry where it doesn't take a lot of startup capital, that's probably the easiest. Um, so if you're able to get into some sort of sales business of a service or some kind, that would be probably the easiest to start. And like in any business, I think one of the big things, and I may have sacrificed a lot of income in my first 2 years, but what I did very well was build up a network. So I met a lot of people. I gave back to my network, right? I referred people, and now that's kept me going the last 4 years, right? So in any business, getting to know a lot of people and getting your name out there and building your brand will really help. One, jumpstart your business, but two, help sustain you over the long term.
Yeah, definitely. Word of mouth is it means a lot these days.
Exactly.
Social media,
Yeah.
having different pages, like even the advertisements mean a lot more than people think.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to self promote too much, but I do have a second page on Instagram.
Yeah, let's hear about that one.
Yeah. So it's called RTA Talks, and it's a page. I mean, the main focus is financial advisors or those that are considering the career, but a lot of it is applicable to anyone in sales, anyone in a profession where they have to gain new clients, or just sales in general. So it's a neat page. I'm sharing one tip a week, and then also some motivational stuff. So, definitely check that out. It's just a way for me to give back as well.
Definitely. I mean, all your pages you got are great out here. Spreading
Thanks.
knowledge to the community.
Obviously, I've seen some of your successful investments recently. Do you have any that you want to share that you've made
Um,
recently?
well, I don't, I feel like the market is very high right now. Um,
That's true.
so I like don't really I just kind of been trying to stockpile on some cash
Yeah.
and but as far as like the last ones I did were like blink charging was doing really
Right.
good. It kind of came back down to earth a little bit as well as plug. Um also been looking at some REITs. I just posted one just before. Um
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
yeah, for the dividend because the dividend's always good to have.
for sure. Definitely, it's a good idea to have the cash, obviously, and also I think as a stock goes up, something I always do is I trim my position as it's going up.
Yeah,
And then if it does go back down and it's a stock you still believe in and has a future, you can always scale back in and even
I,
ride the
yeah,
stock down, dollar cost average in. So
yeah, I really appreciate you. I want everybody to check out the pages, all the pages, Beaver Finance, RTA Talks. I'm sorry.
that's all right. Yeah.
And yeah, appreciate you and stay
Awesome.
safe.
Yeah. You too, man. Take it easy.
Thanks.